Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is all about coping and dealing with stress. So let's get on with the video. Okay, so I think we can all agree that stress is very common and a big part of life. Unfortunately, some people don't deal with stress as well as others, and some people can find stress very destructive towards them. So there's many ways on coping with stress. This could simply be by going for a walk or a run. There's other methods like having a spa day or doing your own kind of spa day. And obviously being stuck indoors, it can lead to your stress getting very bad. Or exam periods can lead to your stress getting very bad. And stress can be easily controlled by one simple thing, and that is time management. Now, if you don't give yourself enough time to focus on yourself, think about how to help you feel good and all the things you need, then you're going to have the issue of getting more and more stressed, because unless you do something for yourself and think about yourself every once in a while, then the stress will just build up. And this will just get worse and worse and worse. You just get to the point where it's all too much and you just can't handle it at all. And we want to stop you getting to that point. So I want you to comment down below right now, what's one thing you enjoy doing? I'll wait. Great. Okay, so that one thing amongst everybody else's one thing could be something that you could do the next time you feel a little bit stressed, or could be something someone else can try when they feel stressed. So you're not just helping yourself, you're helping someone else. Now, honestly, sometimes you just need to get away from people when you're stressed and have time to yourself. But sometimes you do need other people to help you feel unstressed. So for me, when it gets really bad, I like to go for a walk. Be it with my dad, my mum, or anyone. I just need to go for a walk. Maybe I'll take my dogs out, maybe it'll just be a short walk to the shop or something like that. And that little bit of fresh air is really helpful. But then there's other things you can do, such as going swimming. I know that's not really possible right now, but it's just great because when you're in the water, all you're thinking about is the water in you, how you're moving through the water. And it kind of makes you at peace, and it was one of the best feelings ever. Like, there only being one or two people in the pool and you swimming, it's just amazing. It is the best feeling you can probably have. And so you need to consider, is that what I want to do? Is swimming what I need to do? Or going out in the rain. I know when I wake up in like a stressful mood, I will go outside, even if I'm in my pyjamas, and stand out there just looking at the sky with the rain pouring down. And you just let the rain wash all the stress away. And then when you come back in, what you do is you go, okay, I need to set aside time for myself now. I will do whatever I want for the day or for this amount of time, and then I'll get back to what I need to do. Now, obviously, putting off important things is not what you're trying to do here. It is doing those important things with time to spare, but basically jotting in little time periods for you to just have you time. Now, lots of people will have different things which is their time, like my neighbour, she goes to box fit. And she finds that's a great de-stressor. And she's got amazing friends there. So if you like boxing, maybe that's something to do. Although it's not really boxing. Let's not go into what it is and what it isn't, because that's a whole kerfuddle to me. But there's so many things you can do. Like, my mum just sits down and reads a book. My brother used to sit down and play video games. Everybody does something different. And just setting aside 10-15 minutes of you time is good enough, and it will help you feel a world better. But obviously you want to stop stress before it happens. So now we're just going to discuss how to stop stress before how to stop it before it becomes stress. Okay? Right. So we want to stop stress before it becomes stress. So get in those comfy clothes, guys. Yep, I'm in my teddy bear hoodie. Nah. And we're going to start talking about how to stop stress before it happens. Now, stress is often caused by a build-up of loads of stuff, and it just gets on top of you and feels way too much. Be it schoolwork, be it normal work, or be it family stuff. So, how do we stop it? Well, with schoolwork, this is going to be like what every teacher tells you to do, and you're like, oh, I don't want to do it. Do your homework as it's set. I will tell you, it does you a world of good. Like, I know when I first started getting lots and lots of homework, it stressed me out quite a bit. But I started doing it as it was set, and if I could think of anything to add to it before the deadline, I would. Or if I thought I've got as much as I can in it, I'd hand it in early. And then it gave me more time for me time, because I'd already sorted out the homework for the week. I'd already sorted out any assignments that were due, etc. And it just meant there was more time to focus on other things, more important things. And it just made things easier. It's like this summer, because of my course being as awkward as it is, if you've watched previous videos, you'll know my course finishes in August. Now, with that, I had done all my assignments by June or July. So I think it was like mid-June, yeah. So I had all of July off, and then the one assignment that was due in August, that wasn't half as terrifying as I thought it would be. But I still got that kind of summer break. Kind of. I say kind of because we didn't really get summer this year, did we, guys? But obviously I had that long period of a break where I could just focus on me and do whatever I want. And honestly, I'm grateful for that. Like, if you consider those sorts of things and think, well, hey, actually, if I do all my homework, I can start my summer holidays early. Obviously, my last assignment was set and due in August, so I couldn't do that early. But it's like last year, not my last school year, my school year before that, back when I was doing my college work, I finished 3 or 4 months early, just because I'd done all my assignments on time. I'd done them as they were set. I made sure I put everything I could in them. And you know what? I was allowed to go weeks before everybody else. And I'm grateful for that, because I got like 10 weeks of summer holidays or more I think I had like almost 3 months in the end, because all I would have to do was come in to then be told, okay, there's no work for you, Sam, and go home. It was a pointless journey, but it was better than nothing. And it was great because I just had so much free time. And I focused on working that summer, actually. Yeah, I mostly worked all summer, but it was still fun. I'm never alone when it comes to struggling with work. Like, our last assignment this year, all of us struggled with it because we didn't have half the information we needed to answer 2 of the questions. So it didn't go very well. But we fixed it and we sorted it, and the teacher tried helping us, but because he didn't do the exam, a different teacher had for us, none of us could answer one of the questions. So we all knew, even though we probably all got it wrong, it's perfectly fine because we didn't have enough information. Even the teacher struggled and we struggled. So it was okay. And obviously it was flagged to the examiner that everybody struggled, so they could understand why we'd all struggled on one particular question, so it could be improved for next time. But then work's a bit different. Now, when you're working full-time, part-time, whatever, depending on your workload, sorting it out will be different. Now, step 1. This is figuring out when your work hours are, and if you do like office work and sometimes at the moment you're doing it at home, you can go, okay, so I know I need to work all these hours. If I do it like this, in this block, then have a little break, this block, then have a little break, this block, I'll be faster. You have to work out how productive you are in certain time frames, because the longer you work, the less productive you are. It's like at Boots, we have 2 breaks. This is to ensure that we carry on being productive throughout the day at the same pace. So we have, since I work from 9:30 to 6:30, I have 2 45-minute breaks. These are put in a third of my hours. So 1/3 break, 1/3 break, 1/3. And that is to ensure that I stay productive throughout the day at the same pace, and I don't just become really sluggish, slow and tired. It's to keep up your energy and make sure you get in any food you need in your breaks, and you can go to the loo, you can do whatever you want in your break. You can even leave the premises, as long as you're back within 45 minutes, obviously. So because I work in customer services, it's not as stressful as an office job. But I know during my breaks, rather than concerning myself with others and whatnot, if I know I'm not on a break for someone, I talk to a lot, because our breaks are very swifty at the moment, so we're never really on break with anybody, so we're normally alone. So what I do is I'll just sit there, eat, maybe watch something on my phone, read a bit, and then come back down. But obviously last year at Christmas time, when all the temps were in, because we all got close to, well, I got close to quite a few of the temps, one of my closest friends were a temp, but obviously we would always have a break with one of the Christmas temps minimum and one person off of fragrance, because we're split into like 3 groups, and obviously pharmacy would be on break. But pharmacy staff don't really talk on their breaks because they're just trying to mellow down, because it's very busy on pharmacy, bless them. We're so grateful for all their hard work though. But so I would normally, instead of staying upstairs and eating, I'd come down to like the canteen, the cafeteria, whatever you want to call it, and sit with them, eat and talk. And that would be my chill time. But obviously, if you find talking to people is quite taxing, just put your headphones in and relax and do what you want to do. You are not forced to talk to anybody. No one will find you rude for it, because everybody knows it's stressful at work. Like I said, if you're at home, those breaks can be put in whenever you want to a certain degree, as long as you're keeping the output at the level you need and going to the online meetings or whatever that are supposed to be happening whilst you're at home. But you need to consider, because you're at home, you need to create a safe space. Now, one tip with that is never do your work in your bedroom. Never. Because as soon as you start bringing the work into the bedroom, it basically makes everything so much harder. If you have a spare room, go in the spare room and do your work. This is so that you know when you leave that room, work is finished. You're not thinking about work. But when you're in your bedroom and you do your work in your bedroom, you will constantly be thinking about your work because you're in that room. And you will associate your bedroom with work, not relaxation, sleep, all the good things. So you have to consider where you are doing your work, when you are doing your work, and what you're doing for yourself. So if you finish at 6, you can make dinner and finish dinner at, let's say, 7:30. At 7:30, you could then have an hour to yourself, maybe have a bubble bath, or read a book for an hour, or watch your favourite movie, or watch your favourite series that's on. Just do something for you. And on your days off, yes, spend time with loved ones, but another thing is remember to spend time on yourself. Because if you don't spend time on yourself, you become run down, you become sick, you become tired, and you start to resent your job. And that is something you don't want to do. If you find that you're stressed, one thing I say is do not turn to alcohol, because then it becomes a habit and an obsession. And that's what I learned with a few old friends, because now they drink a lot, and that's because they get stressed a lot and they use it as a release. It doesn't work that way, guys. There's a lot of things that don't work that way. Like binge eating does not help with stress, or your mood at all. It may make you feel better for a little while, but it won't forever. So do consider those sorts of things. Things that do help with stress is exercise, fresh air. Sometimes it's people, sometimes it's books, sometimes it's video games, sometimes it's movies, all sorts of things. Even colouring. You're never too old to colour, guys. It's like something that helps me de-stress is babysitting. I love babysitting my next door neighbour's kids. They're amazing girls, and although sometimes they can play me up rotten, it's great because that's what de-stresses me. It's an hour or so of me just messing around with them, playing with them, putting them to bed obviously, and things like that. But it's just, they've got such sweet minds that they relax you. And that is a great thing about kids. They have such pure, sweet minds that they make you forget about all the adult stuff in the world, like crime, work, all that sort of thing. And they just remind you of fun. And it's honestly something great to do. It's great to spend time with kids. You'll find you'll laugh a lot more. It's like everybody worries that the kids bother me, but I'll happily go outside and play out with them. Like we'll play hide and seek on the street, or Piggy in the Middle, which is bullying Sam minutes, where they'll throw it at awkward angles so I can't get it. Or they'll roll it across the floor when I'm not expecting it. And it's great fun, and I love it. It is something that de-stresses me and just relaxes me. And honestly, You'd be surprised at all the things that help get rid of stress. Right, so we've talked about stress at work. We've talked about stress from schoolwork. Now, stress at home. Now, this is a common thing at the moment. People are obsessing about all the things they need to do in the house. I know my mum's quite stressed with all the things to do with my aunt, well, my great aunt, and all the things to do at home. Now, penciling in short periods of time to focus on everything helps. So if you say, okay, for the first hour of my morning, I will focus on breakfast. Then for the second hour of my morning, I will sort out my taxes. I don't know what adults really do, to be honest. But yeah, I'll sort out my taxes or payments I need to do, banking stuff. And then for the next hour, I'll go for a walk and just relax for a bit. Then for the next hour, I may do building a fence, if you've got to put up your fences, things like that. And you just put in breaks where you need them. You don't have to do it every hour. You just work it out when it's best for you. And honestly, if you work out that, it'll be so much easier for you, and you will find that, hey, okay, I can do this. It's not that big of a deal. I've got this. And it'll lead you to getting less stressed because you're having time for yourself whilst doing all the things that are important. And because you know you have a time frame, you're more productive because you know, okay, I've got this long to do it. Let's work hard. It's not, oh, I've got all day to do this. I can take as much time or as little time as I want. And I can do it as fast or as slowly as I want. But that stops you. And that is what helps stop stress. And once again, do not do it in your bedroom. Got it, guys? Okay. So that's it for stress today. That's it for how to stop stress and deal with stress. Now, I may recreate this video after the whole COVID thing goes away and explain how to deal with the stress of getting back into normal life. But for now, with COVID and everything, this is dealing with stress. If there's any other things you guys want to see, comment it down below. And I will try to create videos on all of the ideas you guys want. If the idea's already been done, I will send you to that video by telling you, hey, check out my page. I've actually got a video already on this, and it is this video. And hopefully that will help. But overall, stress is a big thing at the moment, guys, so do not feel alone. And like I always say, if you ever need someone to talk to, message me on Instagram, Snapchat, or I guess now TikTok, because I've re-downloaded that and I'm going to try and get into that. Not so sure if I can, but we'll give it a go. Ironically, if you watch out, there's a video coming out about that. So keep your eyes out for that, because that's a funny challenge I'm going to be doing. Right, so I will see you guys next time, and that will be on Tuesday. As long as I don't get sick again. I won't get sick again. And I think that's it for today, guys. But leave a comment if you've watched this far in. What is your favourite Halloween snack? Mine is a chocolate candy apple. So, let me know what yours is. I'll see you guys on Tuesday.